What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, let's talk about Tesla stock and break down some very important information about their deliveries. Talk about when deliveries should be coming out, how this could affect the share price, and what the estimates are showing us thus far. But before I begin the devil's information, before I give you guys a nice preview on their deliveries reports, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo with the link down below and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very, very soon in just about 1 day. So the offer ends tomorrow. Make sure you guys check this out before they run out. Anyways, looking at Tesla, things are very, very interesting. So Tesla got this nice little downtrend that's been established, and the share price is looking a little bit more bearish as we approach this deliveries report. So we'll have to see what ends up being released during the big report. So the question is, when on earth is the data coming out? What is going to affect Tesla moving forward? The share price does look a little bit bearish going into Monday. We could see another pop and drop again during the early hours. But as we're looking kind of weak, it's because the expectations for deliveries are not necessarily the best. So when are deliveries coming out? What is going on with this? Here's the answer. I'm going to be using a lot of data and information from Troy Teslike. He's very, very well known and very, very accurate when it comes to his predictions about Tesla's production deliveries. His average error rate is about 1.3% for Tesla's production and 2.4% for deliveries, based off the data he has. That does not mean he's 100% accurate all the time, but for the most part, he is a lot better than a lot of those other analysts out there. So let's break this down. When is Tesla going to release its Q1 2024 production delivery numbers? It's going to be on Tuesday. So this coming Tuesday, April 2nd, between 8:30 a.m. and 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They've consistently released on the second day of the month for the last few years. Pre-market hours are more likely when the market is not basically open. So what does this mean? Usually on the second day of the month, Tesla releases its deliveries for the end of the quarter, like right after the quarter's end, and it's been very, very consistent during those time frames. Usually it's on Sundays. Usually it's on Sundays, sometimes Saturdays. So in this case, it's going to be on a Tuesday, and there's a very high probability it's going to be on April 2nd. But let me just say that sometimes there have been some instances where Tesla kind of delays the data a little bit. It takes them a little bit longer to get it out there. It's usually on the same day, but sometimes there could be like 30 minutes late, sometimes an hour late. So sometimes that's happened. In this case, I'm hoping that doesn't happen since there's so much hype and so many eyes on this report, and it's very, very pivotal. So hopefully the data is out by the time frame that's expected during the pre-market on Tuesday, April 2nd. And this is going to cause a massive, massive move for Tesla stock, especially as we're just a couple of weeks before deliveries, before earnings, excuse me. So on top of all of this, Q1 is typically Tesla's weakest quarter according to data. You guys can see it right here, how Q1 tends to be weaker for them. And that's not the issue. In the last 3 years, Q1 was it was higher than the preceding Q4. For example, Q1 for 2023 was higher than Q4 2022 by 4%. That way, the normal trend is showing that we should be higher than 484,000 in deliveries on a normal trend. Now, unfortunately, they're saying that that is not the case this time around. So what does this mean? Basically, when you look at the numbers, right? Compare these numbers right here, you will see that Q1 of 2021 was higher than Q4 of 2020, right? You guys can see there's quite a bit of a difference. They grew 2.3%. Look at Q1 of 2022 versus Q4 of 2021. There's a difference of 0.5%. Q1 is also higher, right? The bottom number is a little higher. Look at Q1 2023 versus Q4 2022. Look at the difference. We're actually seeing higher numbers in 2023 Q1. So Q1 tends to be higher than the Q4 from the previous period. That's what's been happening for the last 4 years for Tesla. In this case, for the trend to continue, we need to see Tesla do something better than what we got from Q4 of 2023, which is 484,000. We need Tesla to give us closer to like 490 plus thousand to continue this trend. And if we get something lower, it's going to be a bad sign. Additionally, Wall Street's not, they had to like lower their estimates because things are not looking that great. And in this case, it's the same thing as well. We're actually seeing some talk about what Troy Teslike calculated. As of right now, it's looking like the estimate's close to about 435,000 for deliveries. And this was as of just a couple of days ago. Just know that Troy is known for updating his numbers the day before deliveries come out. So by Monday, he should have more updated numbers for his final estimates. As of right now, it's looking like 435,000 to 440,000 is what we're looking at. If you look at the previous quarters right here, you could see that that's actually comparable to like Q1 and Q2 of 2023. That's actually below Q2 of 2023, if anything. It's not the best of numbers so far for Tesla. And that's also below some expectations from Wall Street, which are, in my opinion, just like all over the place. That's how things are looking so far. On top of this, there's a lot of talk about how Tesla's awful quarter has Wall Street on the edge ahead of the delivery numbers, and the estimates are just all over the place. Some analysts are saying 480,000 is to be expected. Others are saying 420,000. Most are saying close to like 450,000 around that area. So as of right now, if we get something like around 435,000, which is the current estimate of Troy Tesla, but remember, the current quarter is not over yet. We still have another day or so, so we could adjust that by Monday. So that's not like the final estimate yet. But you guys could see that right now, many analysts tend to be more and more bearish. They're a little bit more conservative with those targets. So it makes things a little bit more complicated for Tesla. I also want to add that deliveries in China are hitting like a big hit right now. There's a big slowdown that's going on. There's a lot of talk about Chinese numbers being kind of slow, which is playing a big deal in this. There's also expectations are being down like 30% so far this year for Tesla because of that. And I actually saw some nice charts on here. Let me just try to find some of them. So right here, you guys can see deliveries are set for a little bit of decline in Q1. It's a little decline that's starting so far, and we're going to see if this continues going into basically the next quarter. Uh, and then on top of this, look at the electric vehicle sales in 2024. There's actually a bit of a slowdown, like right here. This is the EV sales growth in total. As we're getting these slowdowns because of these higher interest rates, it's really affecting them to some extent. So that's something worth noting. That's the sales growth, by the way. That's the rate at which we're growing, not the total sales, just the rate at which we're growing. So that tells us that the growth rate has been a little bit slower for the overall market as a whole. So it's not just Tesla in particular, it's the whole market as a whole that's getting these slowdowns in growth and may continue to decline even going into later this year. So you want to be very careful with news like that coming out. Despite that, I'm still a very, very big bull on the long term. Short term, things are just not looking as great. There's been a lot of talk about how things are slowing down all over China from Xpeng deliveries. Even NIO had to cut their deliveries targets. But now I just want to show you guys these charts right here. So what's basically going on is we have the insurance data for Tesla. Look at the first 11 weeks of this year. You can see the purple line right here is Q1 of 2024. It's below a lot of these estimates, so it's still kind of low right here. It's not looking the best for Tesla, so that's actually not the best of signs. And then if you look at the first 11 weeks right here, this is the latest data that came out. It's just a couple of days ago. You guys could see the sales right here are a little bit lower than what we got previously. So this is the total sales in terms of insurance data, not the best. Look at the sales right here. You can see the red is 2024. We're on a bit of a dump right here compared to these other periods where things were a lot stronger in 2022 and 2023. And then I think that's it for the main charts. So far, things are not looking that good in China from what I'm looking at. So right now, it's looking like Tesla may give us something closer to 440,000 deliveries, maybe even lower than that. I'm not gonna like waste too much time trying to calculate everything. I'd rather just wait for it to come out because a lot of data sources are not always 100% accurate. We want to see the data come out from Tesla itself. But I just want to warn you all that with the numbers coming out, I'm optimistic no matter what, because if we get good numbers and Tesla bounces, that's awesome. We'll make money on our shares. We can make money on trades. That's going to be awesome. If Tesla misses on deliveries and things are not good and Tesla dips more, it's another opportunity to buy the dip. We have more opportunities to play options, do all sorts of different things. It's a very, very big opportunity nonetheless, no matter which way we go. So I'm keeping my head up. I'm very, very optimistic, and we'll just have to see how things go no matter what. So just know the projections for this Tesla deliveries report is actually not the strongest. We could get some weak numbers. The numbers may not be that great, especially considering that we're seeing a lot of estimates around 440,000 or below that. If Tesla misses on that, it's not going to be the best of news. Tesla's resorting to advertising, trying to get their sales up for the last push for the quarter. So we'll see how things go. Let's hope Tesla gets their sales up and let's hope for the best. But we'll have to wait and see, guys. Do what you have to do. So I'll see you guys very soon on another update video tomorrow. And with that being said, get ready for Tesla's big Q1 deliveries report in just a couple of days. Thank you for listening, guys. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of Saturday. Do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys soon tomorrow morning. Thank you for listening. Tesla's at the moon because the long term is very bright. Despite this slowdown in sales and what's happening in the short term, just remember the long term is bright for Tesla despite this, and peace out.